Well, the weather is quite overcast here in Yeongnam, here in the southeast of South Korea. But whatever the case is, we're gonna race anyway with Split A starting in a few moments' time. We welcome everyone to the new season of the Formula Hololive International season. I can't believe we're beating around the bush here. But anyways, welcome everyone to the 24-25 Formula Hololive International season. The season opening races are set to take place in a few moments' time, with the first of the two races taking place here in South Korea, on the southeast of the country, here in Yeongnam. It's named Korea International Circuit, but we're calling it Yeongnam International Circuit because this is where the circuit takes place in Yeongnam. 5.6 kilometers of racetrack should be the name of the game for these drivers involved. There will be a total of 14 that will be racing here in Split A for round 1, but we'll explain the full format later. 18 corners in total these drivers need to manage. 36 laps for about 200 kilometers. Target lap time 151.223. Now we wanted to say that it could be a home race for Ninamai Inanis and Ora Crony due to their Korean roots, because we had a history of them speaking Korean, even more so to Ina. So both drivers Takeda Adachi and Monica Santo, they are given the privilege to race in South Korea. It's one of two races of the first round of Formula Hololive International 2024-2025. Of course, this is for Split A. Yeongnam International Circuit will race for Split A. We got some Japanese viewers here. Konnichiwa. Kankoku de race suru tsumori desu. Anyways, we are going to have another race in 12 hours time. That will be in Canada, in Montreal, for Split B. Stay tuned in the Arrow channel to find out more about that. Of course, this is the season opening weekend of the season. We're here in Korea International Circuit, a Tilkadrome, because this circuit was designed by Herman Tilke in line for the Korean Grand Prix, where it was held between 2010 and 2013. So let's take a look into the Split A and Split B drivers that will be taking part. Of course, we had the defending champion Aziz Muazzez racing for Ayunda Risu, with Takeda Adachi and Jake Martinez, championship contenders from the last season, coming in here in Split A as well, racing here in Korea. And then we have Juanica Stanto and Jonathan Waters. Juanica Stanto, yeah. Alright, so Juanica Stanto and Jonathan Waters join in as well in Split A. Of course, Jonathan Waters unfortunately has to replace Anya Melfissa, who unfortunately passed away in the moments leading in, like a few months leading up into the new season. So we would like to have everyone ponder on her time here in the Arrow. But whatever the case is, Jonathan Waters will be here to continue the Anya Melfissa representation regardless. Let's just hope that he's able to get things done. Liam Kai, Hanare Miyuki are basically other drivers in the Formula Hololive scene. Liam Kai, of course, won a race for Hakos Bales, and Hanare Miyuki has been a driver for Hokubo Kanayo. She came in second for much of the times here in the Aero competition. And then we have new drivers, Evelyn Kuromi, who will be racing for Gaogura, replacing Sean Go, who is now in the Ichijo Rurika number 66. Dan Evans, Ethan Burleson, of course, veterans in the series, racing for Yofi and Mume. And then we have Ryan Kagawa representing Marisa Ravencroft and Haziazi for Shiri Novella. They will be racing full-time for the first time this season. Marisa Ravencroft, of course, has just revealed her live 3D for the first time earlier today. So congratulations to Marisa Ravencroft. And then we are joining in as well will be Ludwig Voschwald and Kaminari Ripa, racing for Cecilia Immergreen and Rara Pantera. They will be racing for the first time in Formula Hololive International. And for Voschwald, this will be his first rodeo in aero competition, as Ripa has been racing in Japanese competition previously. And with that out of the way, let's move on into qualifying. So let's get into the proceedings here, as we're about to get this qualifying underway. I'm Mama Reza in the commentary booth, and you are going to be watching the qualifying session here in Korea International Circuit. So we got the first drivers coming out on track. Oh my goodness, you really did say that. So anyways, we got some Japanese viewers tuning in. Nihongo shaberu minasan ne, この配信にようこそ。お楽しみにしてください。このレースは。For this race, we'll be having the international drivers Hololive Indonesia と Hololive English のメンバー代表の選手たちは今日にレースする。まずはスプリット A。スプリット A です。スプリット A はコリアインターナショナルサーキット、ヨンナムでのサーキットでレースをしてます。Yeah. Well, I'm just trying my best with what limited Japanese skills I have for all the Japanese viewers who are trying to understand this stream. I hope they're able to understand. 日本語を喋る、日本語を話す皆さんね。日本語に解説できません。英語しか解説しません。日本語はまだペラペラしてないので、英語で解説します。Anyways, I hope that clears it to the Japanese viewers watching. But first of all, we need to take a look. Excuse me. Just need to clear the flame. Anyways, we got drivers trying to complete their hot laps. Of course, we have Jonathan Waters in the RaceSimStudio number 33. We'll be talking about his weight in the number 33 car later. But for now, let's take a look into possibly some other drivers who have yet to complete their laps. We have Adachi who's about to complete his lap. But since we're about to get some of the laps completed, let's take a look into Hazik Yazid, who is about to cross the start-finish line to start a lap here in Yeongnam. So we got Hazik Yazid about to start the race here, start the qualifying lap here, coming to turn 1 here, 100 meter, around just after the 100 meter board break into turn 1, hard braking here, downshift to the second gear, down into second gear, coming into turn 2, which is pretty much flat out, coming into the longest straight of the circuit, about 1 kilometer long, coming into turn 3, which is going to be a very, very slow corner. Watch your braking zone, as you're gonna need to get into the 100 meter board. Brake right here, right now, but I think he almost overcooked it. But I think he got the cornering absolutely spot on there, Hazik Yazid. And now coming into another pretty decently length back straight, coming into turn 4. He can afford to brake at the 75 meter mark. Into turn 4, hang around in second gear. You might want to shift down to first gear for extra turn in. That's the first sector timing for Hazik Yazid. You were able to see it in the bottom right of your screen. So anyways, that's the bus stop part kind of done. Now you got this really quick section here, 9, and then you got turn 8, and then you got a slightly sharper turn 9, had to brake a bit, and then coming to a right-hander at turn 10. And yes, coming into turn 11 here, you get to have a very, very long left-hander that absolutely destroys your right side, and then into another quick right-hander into turn 12, and then another 90-degree left-hander at turn 13, or almost a 90-degree left-hander at turn 13, and then another quick corner at turn 14, and then a slow section here, turns 15, and then you gotta have to lift a bit at turn 16. Long right-hander turn 17 before you go flat out turn 18 to complete a lap here in Korea International Circuit. Three drivers are already completed the last year, with Jonathan was already setting a 150.87. Hazik Yazid sets a 151.5. Jake Martinez says also a 151.5. We got drivers coming in hot here for their hot laps. Jake Martinez, who of course finished 4th in the 2023-24 Formula Hololive International season, as looking very good here in the morning Calliope number 4. Liam Kai, of course, representing Hakos Bales, who is quite heavy on K-pop, is up there in second place with a 0.2 tenths of a second slower of a lap than Jonathan Waters. Costanto 152.825 for the driver representing Oro Crony, who is part Korean, based on my available knowledge. So we got all 14 drivers already crossing the line, and here we have Takeda Adachi representing one of the two hometown girls. Well, technically, Nina Mayananis, who's down in 14th. And for Boschwald, who is racing in his first race in aero competitions, he is at least ahead of Takeda Adachi, so that's certainly something to smile about. Kamen River, of course, up in 7th place for Rara Pantera. Kamen River, Rara Pantera, both minds think alike, both Italian in descent. Reba, of course, being someone who hails from Italy, and we have Rara Pantera, who hails from the Romance Empire. Her words, not mine, and her, of course, her saying that she's able to really speak a good amount of Italian. Nice developments there from Rara Pantera, though. By the way, she said that she wasn't able to speak English until 4 years ago. Anyways, we're about to get the first half of qualifying underway. Well, first half of qualifying concluded. So here we have Jonathan Waters currently sitting on pole position, and that was pretty messy between Jonathan Waters and Ethan Burleson, who's down at 11, and now Dan Evans manages to improve his time. He's now up into 2nd in the irony of number 15. 日本語を話す皆さんね、もし質問があればコメントしてください。必ず返事しようとするから気楽に返事してください。Yes, Sakuramiko. Actually, for the Japanese viewer watching, Raishu Matsu no race wa Formula Hololive Nihon Suyozako Hai Dai 2戦 Autopolis de Okonaimasu. 土曜日はザコハイレース、このレースは桜美子の代表の異世界人メカレフは参加する予定です。So that hopefully answers the question. What I'm saying to the Japanese viewer is that the next weekend there will be Formula Hololive Japan, round 2 of the Suyozako Cup at Autopolis, where the viewer was inquiring about where is Sakuramiko. Well, fortunately for him, for next week, or her, but unfortunately for today, the Sakuramiko car will only be racing in next weekend on Saturday for the Zako Series race. Oh, sorry, for the Zako Cup race. That will be the time where Sakuramiko will be involved. But anyways, more improvements here, especially for Ryan Kago, who's now up into 11th place, beats Ethan Burleson. Looking into the times here, we got 7 drivers within a second, or rather 6 drivers within a second of Jonathan Waters' pole position time. And then we have the defending champion, Aziz Mwazif, down in 9th place. He won last season's championship for Ayunda Risu in another showcase of consistency up front, where he finished 4 of 10 races in the podium and finished 6 of the 10 races inside the top 4. We're about to get this into the final 5 minutes of this qualifying session and see if there's anyone else who's able to see some slight improvements. Adachi's currently in the pit lane, who is currently down in 14th place. We got Kamen River, who's only able to set a 55.881 on that sector, which is not good. Anyways, we got Ludwig Boswell 152.496 for the rookie driver, who's making his first start here in Formula Hololive International. Yes, for the calendars. How do we say this? なんていうか。Adak-RMS 組織の Twitter アカウント、X アカウントがあります。Adak_RMS はアカウントの名前です。このアカウントはHololiveレーシングの更新した情報があります。スケジュールだといえば、 来週末は、フォーミュラHololive日本、第2戦、いや、第7戦、水曜雑魚杯第2戦、雑魚杯レースは、土曜日で行って、日曜日は、水曜杯レースが行います。スケジュールにより、アウトポリス戦の後で、水曜雑魚杯第3戦は、鈴鹿グランプリ。このレース週末は、9月28日から29日まで行います。午後2時より配信する予定です。I just wanted to tell them that about the schedule. I'm gonna see if I'm able to share the schedule for the racing thing. But anyways, we got some Japanese viewers tuning in. That's very, very nice to see. We got more drivers coming into the pit lane for what's probably going to be a splash of fuel. And oh yeah, we forgot to mention to you this, that there will be a schedule, there's a bit of a slight regulation change for these Formula Hololive international cars due to the shortened race distances for both the Super Prix and Grand Prix, which the Super Prix will now be at 200 kilometers of distance, and the Grand Prix distances will be 250 kilometers. We can say for sure that the fuel tanks will be reduced from 135 liters of fuel to 120. So, with that being said, I'm gonna need to share the schedule to the Japanese viewer who is tuning in. So, they show. I'm not sure if I'm in Japan. I'm just going to drop the F-Holo Japan schedule for one of the viewers to come in. 日本語でコメントしても OK です。読みにくいけど、一生懸命で頑張ります。Now, I hope that he's able to know that this circuit was built under a swamp. It was literally built, it was built over a swamp. この、サーキットは沼地の上に建設しました。2010年から2013年までフォーミュラ1レースをフォーミュラ1レースに開催されます。このサーキットは沼地だらけ。理由は沼地の上に立ちました。But anyways, back to English here. I don't want to get too much off of schedule as we see Jake Martinez coming to the pits. No one is still able to beat the front row of Jonathan Waters and Dan Evans. Looks like his ID class. It looks like the ID class is time to show up after last season's EN class drubbing. Liam Kai and Jake Martinez will not continue their qualifying run. Jonathan Waters is looking to put himself further up the food chain with his... Well, he's already up the food chain, but he wants to have a very good safety here. Hazik Yazid, though, is yet to complete his lap. Here we see Kamner Riba already having a very quick second sector, 55.0, already 200s faster. Riba is flying for the VTuber with God eyes, Rara Pantera. Ryan Kagawa sets a lap from time for himself to get himself into 8th place for the Nerissa Ravencroft, who has just had her 3D debut. And then we have a few more drivers. Miyuki, who's already completed her run. Reba, or actually screw that, he's actually had a quick first sector, but hadn't had a pretty second sector. He is about 2 tenths slower on the second sector, but he is chasing. At the very least, he should be able to catch Yazid, Martinez, and Kai if he's able to hang on to his lap. He beats Yazid at the very least. Reba will start 5th. Last car here is Ludwig Boschwald. Will he be able to continue? So we have confirmation here that Jonathan Waters will start on pole position for Anya Melfissa. With Dan Evans lining up alongside, we'll see if Boschwald is able to improve. No, it will be no improvements from Boschwald. We've had a confirmation here. It will be Kaminari Reba starting in 5th, but that's not the most important part. Jonathan Waters will start on pole position for Anya Melfissa, and with his ID class teammate Dan Evans starting alongside. We haven't been talking about Jonathan Waters' weight on him, but let's talk about it right now. Jonathan Waters, as we mentioned earlier, is replacing has replaced Angela Sims, who unfortunately passed away last June due to body condition that was not in Angela Sims' favor. But with a heavy heart to represent a fallen ARO driver, representing a solid Hololive Indonesia member, Jonathan Waters is going to try to do everything he can to grab this win. The Anya Melfissa's maiden win, and what would have been Angela Sims' maiden win for Anya Melfissa. That is where Jonathan Waters is, and this is what Jonathan Waters will aim for: a win for Anya Melfissa, and more specifically Angela Sims, as he starts on pole with a 150.870, the only driver who sets a sub 150. Dan Evans starts alongside Jonathan Waters in 2nd place for iRunning 15 with the highest EN class driver Liam Kai for Hakos Bales in 3rd. Cecilia Immergreen's Ludwig Boschwald starts 4th in a very amazing debut qualifying session for the German driver representing the German virtual YouTuber Cecilia Immergreen. Jack Martinez starts 5th for Mori Calliope, with Kaminari Reba starting in 6th for Rara Pantera. Hazik Yazid and Hana Miyuki start 7 and 8 for Sharon Novella and Hana Kobokanae respectively. Ryan Kagawa starts 9th for Nerissa Ravencroft alongside Evelyn Koromi 10 for Gargura. Austin Moses, the defending Formula Hololive International Champion, will start 11 for Ayuna Risa, with 12th place going to Juana Castanto and Oro Crony. Ethan Bertelson starts 13th for Nanashimumi, and with Takeda Adachi starting 14th for Ninamai Nanis. This will be a cracking race. Allow us to get into a bit of an intermission as we're gonna get this race properly underway. Here we see the 14 drivers lining up here in Korea, in Yeongnam, for the start of the 24-25 Formula Hololive International season. It's Split A here in Yeongnam, and as we can see here, it is Jonathan Waters on pole position with Dan Evans alongside him in 2nd. Let's see where the race unfolds. The fire red lights out. The 36 laps here in Yeongnam is a go, and that looks like a very good start there from Jonathan Waters, and it's gonna be Dan Evans coming across the inside for him to challenge. It looks like it is gonna be Dan Evans who's gonna sweep the front spot here, as now you can see Jonathan Waters gets under pressure from Ludwig Boschwald, who's also had an amazing start. He's now up into 3rd place. The rookie driver is gonna go around the outside of Jonathan Waters. Everyone's gonna try to manage the corner as much as they can, but everyone is able to get into this corner without any much of a fuss, with Dan Evans leading Jonathan Waters in 2nd, Boschwald 3rd, Miyuki with an amazing start. She's now up in 4th, with Liam Kai trying to challenge her 4th position back once again, and now Liam Kai's up into 4th. Miyuki is gonna have a tussle with Liam Kai at this rate for 4th place. Same goes to Martinez and Riba for 6th place. Hazik Yazid 8th, Kuromi 9th, and Casanto rounds out the top 10. Ryan Kagawa, you can see here going side by side with the defending Formula Hololive International Champion Aziz Muazif. He manages to defend her, Muazif. We got drivers already running through to the middle section of the racetrack here in Yeongnam. Remember, this track was built in a swamp. This track was built in a swamp. This track was supposed to see development, but development was cancelled. ところで、日本語話す皆さんね、この辺は開発があったはずですが、開発がないので、なんか空っぽみたいですよ、このサーキットは、このコースは。Anyways, back onto the race here in Yeongnam. Dan Evans has managed to build a 1-second lead over Jonathan Waters. He has managed to use the inside line at turn 1 to great effect, which still continues to be the inside line at turn 2. Forces Jonathan Waters off into an uncomfortable position. Now you can see here Ludwig Boschwald now going down the inside. And you can see here Jonathan Waters has gone off and has stalled the car. Deja vu from the 2023 Hololive GT3 International Series race before, as Jonathan Waters is gonna end up with 14th place. That's not what the Dynamil Fissa team wants. That's not what the Mel friends are looking for. As you saw what happened to Jonathan Waters, he went off wide, and then suddenly the engine has died. He's now in the pit lane, and he will not be continuing this race any further. The first DNF of the Formula Hololive International season has to go in a way of Jonathan Waters. Very, very unfortunate. Liam Kai has been overtaken by Jake Martinez for 4th place, and now Kamine Riba is going to try to attack Liam Kai for 5th place, as Kai manages to defend his 5th place spot. Hope everyone is still watching so that I can respond to your comments. みんながまだこの配信を見てるようにコメントを返事してします。Anyways, that's enough Japanese for now, as we are now coming into lap 2 of this race. Dan Evans to the fastest lap of the race, 152.211. Everyone else has a 153. Dan Evans is on a roll here for Iron Neo 15. Last time this car won, or rather last time Iron Neo 15 and it won in ARO race, that was back in Watkins Glen, back when it was Tirana Svobodova who represented Iron Neo 15 in the 2023 Watkins Glen Watkins Glen finale. So anyways, looking into the race fuel monitor, everyone, because this is a 200-kilometer race and we are testing the fuel tank sizes, everyone is gonna actually go right until the end of this race. So this race is going to be seen as like a sprint race, and so everyone is not going to be making any more pit stops, so it's just going to be a straight race that will finish. Anyways, Jake Martinez and Kamine Riba now going side by side. That was some great racing between the two, as Martinez now gets shuffled off on the outside line against Riba, who's now up into for rather 5th place, as he still needs to beat Liam Kai. Meanwhile, there was Kuromi and Yazid there battling, as Kuromi actually beats Yazid to hang on to 7th place. We have Casanto for Orocroni sitting in 9th place. We are currently past 1/10 of the race so far. Anyways, looking into the current situation here, we still have Boschwald trying to get close to Evans there, but the gas probably slightly opened up. It's now at 3.5 seconds. So, and also given that this track is very long and there are no more pit stops, we are not going to be expecting any lap cars for the foreseeable future, at least in this race. Anyways, we got 13 other drivers remaining here in the race. As you can see here, Martinez is currently in 6th place, and then we have Kuromi 7th. Looking into the rear and onboard, you can see how the drivers approach the track here. Oh, you can see here there's already a battle forming here between Martinez and Riva. Riva's already lost touch there to Liam Kai in 4th place. This might be a 3-wide battle here. Martinez, though, has to back off and has to deal with the pressure against Kuromi. Kuromi now around the outside. And back on the inside goes Kuromi. Almost beats Martinez. No, she has beaten Martinez. As she's now up in 6th place. This driver VTuber combo might just be the combo that seals it for the Chumbuds. Of course, they've had a pretty mediocre season last season under Shongo. And of course, she's also using Shongo's previous helmet, as you know, her helmet is not done on time. But whatever, Evelyn Kuromi doesn't mind about that. She is currently still trying to get herself up into the positions that she desires, and which is going to be the top positions. Anyways, we got more viewers here. Welcome, Anshuman, to the stream. We're streaming Formula Hololive International, where we race essentially Formula 2 cars across the world, representing Hololive members. If you have any questions, please drop a reply in the live chat. I will try to respond as well as I can while I'm commentating this race. Looks like Dan Evans has managed to stretch the lead to 5 seconds after 4 laps of racing. And as for the gaps here, watch out for Kuromi, Martinez, and Yazi, and especially look at Ryan Kagawa, who's catching up at a rate of knock to others in Watson. He's really making use of the slipstream. He's probably going to think of a move down the inside. He is making a move down the inside. Down the inside he goes, and it's going to be tight. Oh, wasn't nearly goes off wide, and actually goes off wide. Has to give the position to Ryan Kagawa, who stayed himself on track. It's Kagawa now up into 10th place. Adachi now up into 12th, beating Ethan Bertelsen who's now down to 13th. Anyways, we're still using the top 15 points format. So no matter what happens, Jonathan Waters will still be able to score points. Meanwhile, we have Riba and Kuromi trading blows side by side, as Kuromi now gets into the top 5. So you can say it's both, this type of tournament, although it's mostly a marble type race to allow every fan to enter this race. But I'm pretty much still interested in running a pro series where we have actual drivers racing these actual cars. But for this stream, we got AI drivers represented by actual participants try to race around the racetrack. Remember, I have to use AI because I want to let the regular fans get into motorsports and racing, and also Hololive fans understand the idea of Hololive racing. So hopefully I'm able to explain this as well as I have been. Anyways, 5 laps complete as Dan Evans now continues to build the gap. He's now 6.3 seconds ahead of Ludwig Boschwald. What a debut this will be for Boschwald. His debut race in Formula Hololive International, representing a new Hololive member in Cecilia Immergreen. Now up in 2nd place, almost in a position where he's able to win on his debut. If he's able to win on his debut, this will be a very, very nice sight. A very, very interesting sight to see. As you can see here, not much of a challenge here. As you can see here, Kuromi has 5 seconds to find against Liam Kai, who of course is also on the battle of his own against Hanari Miyuki. This is a battle for the final podium position in Olympics, you can say. This is for the bronze medal. Of course, Liam Kai races under a Japanese license, but holds a Philippines passport, so he technically runs dual nationality. So he's heard of a story of Carlos Siula, who managed to score 2 gold medals for the Philippines, and he really wants to grab this win for not just himself, Hako's build, but for Philippines in total as well. As you can see here, he's really trying to catch Hanari Miyuki there. Gets close, but not close enough here as they reach into turn 16. And now to turn 17, 18, and you can see here Miyuki manages to defend her position very well. But Liam Kai is up to the task. The gap is only at 0.4 of a second. So watch this space as they come into turn 1. Will Liam Kai be able to have a very good exit off of the first 2 corners? The answer is yes to an extent, but you can see it is already a very long straight, and he's trying to make use of the slipstream. He's catching, but he's too far back. Will he be thinking of a dive bomb? The answer is going to be no. Actually, yes, he's thinking of a dive bomb. Forces Hanari Miyuki off wide. What a move that was from Liam Kai to get into 3rd place. That move was out of nowhere. Meanwhile, more battles further back, as you can see. Some drivers shuffling off wide at the exit of turn 3 due to the misjudging their braking sections or just locking up a bit. Anyways, Liam Kai up into 3rd place. What a move that was. You can see here, it was Hanari Miyuki that had a slight error in braking, and it was Liam Kai that managed to sweep the opportunity. But anyways, we're back here in Korea. We're seeing Liam Kai currently in 3rd place, trying to catch Ludwig Bochval, who is currently 4 seconds ahead. That's AI for you. But anyways, nice to see some fans, nice to see some viewers tuning in. Please, I will really appreciate if you comment more in this live stream. Leave a like in this. Leave a like on the stream if you enjoyed this racing up to this point so far. If you want to see more racing, then we'll be streaming it again in the next 11 hours or so for the Montreal Super Prix. Again, round 1 of the Formula Hololive International season. Liam Kai. Ooh, you can see here he's not actually caught up slightly to Bochval, and also for Bochval, who's also caught up slightly to Dan Evans. Meanwhile, we got a train of cars forming behind Kuromi. Here's Kuromi, here's Reba, here's Martinez, Yazid, and they got Castanto and Moise getting very close there to Castanto, the 2023-24 champion, is going to try to think of a move down the inside. Down the inside, he makes contact with Wani Castanto. He misjudges braking zone, and there should be damage on the front wing slightly for Moise, as both of them still manage to continue on in this race. Castanto is going to try to defend his position. He's not happy about that move. He's probably screaming in Spanish. He's probably saying Spanish expletives inside the car. But whatever the case is, he's going to try to defend his 9th place for all he can. Moise is going to try everything in the book to try to get past Castanto. That's because he has retired. Jonathan Waters has retired from the race. The engine has stalled. He's in the pits forever. Well, for the remainder of the race at the very least, because he is retired at DNF, and this is the one way the timing tower could say it's a DNF. Meanwhile, Moise is not giving up there on Castanto. Moise is going to hang around the outside. He's going to try to hang around the outside. He might think of it. He might think of it for a switchback down the inside. Aziz Moise, what an overtaking move that was. Catches Wani Castanto. That was amazing from Moise, but some calls for a penalty. Well, based on previous precedents, as both of the drivers are still able to continue, we're treating it as a racing incident, despite we are seeing Moise having a pretty late braking zone. Although we could say there's a penalty that could be applied. But of course, penalties are hard to apply in Assetto Corsa, which is why I'm very hesitant to apply for penalties. But for now, you can see here that Moise also gave the place back to Castanto in the corner, so I say that it's pretty good. I'd say it's pretty accurate. But then at the very least, Moise manages to overtake Castanto back around the outside. What's got to be one of the best overtaking moves we've seen in Formula Hololive, period. But you can see here, Constanto's gonna aim for revenge here as Wazif again breaks pretty late here. Usual. Well, let's see how far he can go as Constanto is really right on the heels of Wazif. He is red hot. He is angry right now. He's got fumes. He's got smoke. He's got steam from outside of his ears. That just shows you how angry he is against Aziz Wazif. And while he can argue that the race officials are not doing their thing, but based on the rules we have seen in Formula 1, even though there was contact, but because in Assetto Corsa there is a really flawed damage system, we will treat this as two race cars, well, two GT3 cars making collision, and both of these cars not having a lot of damage. But you can see here, Constanto actually, I think, might have some damage because he's actually lost touch to Aziz Wazif. So possibly there will be another investigation that will be... An investigation might be open into Aziz Wazif's move on Constanto. As you can see, Constanto has actually not caught himself back up to Wazif. So it's gonna be for Constanto. It will come up. It will not be reflected in the race. But if there will be a penalty, it will be reflected from outside of it, from after the race. Anyways, Boschwald loses touch to Eden Evans once again. The gap's now back up into 7.6 seconds. Meanwhile, we have Hanari Miyuki managing to now make the move down the inside turn 3 once again against Liam Kai, but not before Liam Kai manages to defend it at turn 4. Very good defensive maneuver by Liam Kai. Nine laps complete. We are at 25% race distance. Ooh, you can see here Kai really trying to get things done here. Trying to get himself close to Boschwald, but of course both Kai and Boschwald are currently no match for Dan Evans here, who's now built up an 8.3 second gap. Beats Jonathan Waters at the start. Let's take a look in the progress to see the biggest gainer here. Evelyn Kuromi started 10th, who's now up into 5th place. Very good stuff from her. Meanwhile, we have Ludwig Boschwald, who started 4th, who's now up into 2nd, showing his excellent racecraft. So showing their excellent racecraft. And then we have Jonathan Waters, who basically bottled the lead once again. But it's not the first time Anya Melfisa car bottles lead. Ball's pole position, as if you remember back in the 2023 Yeongnam race in Hololive GT3 International for the 22-23 season. Actually, the Anya Melfisa car that was driven by Lance Oryx was essentially rolled over after hitting the sausage curb at the inside of turn 3. Which resulted in a penalty. Anyways, that's Liam Kai losing, going too hot at turn 3, and now he's under pressure from Miyuki. Yes, and was almost stopped there, but meanwhile Kai and Miyuki now going side by side at turn 4. But Liam Kai manages to defend, and now we see Kuromi now on the hunt. The Chumbots are eating good today, with the Gaogura driver currently very hungry for positions. This is where Ethan Burleson is coming into turn 5, and here's Dan Evans at this very long turn 10, turn 11, I believe. Meanwhile, let's take a look into Kaminari Riba, who is also catching up to Kuromi and Miyuki. Liam Kai is at the very least able to catch up to, or rather build the gap against Miyuki, who of course has to defend against Evelyn, who is currently catching up. Dan Evans with a 153.625. Very good lap here, because very good lap in the grand scheme of things, because Global Boschwald is only able to set a 155.124. Very great stuff from Dan Evans. We will pay attention to Kaminari Riba. He might be able to line something up at the exit of turn 2. Hanari Miyuki doesn't have much of a slipstream to work with, but Kuromi might have. Same goal for Kaminari Riba. Watch out for Liam Karz's braking coming into turn 3. A bit late, a bit off. He's off. Is he able to continue? He's able to continue, but causes a traffic jam, and Hanari Miyuki is able to attack once again. He broke too late into turn 3, and now he's almost going to pay the price. Both of them make contact, as it's going to be 3 wide at turn 4. Evelyn Kuromi. Through goes Kuromi, but not before Liam Kai manages to have a say about it. Evelyn Kuromi, what a attack from behind. It's like Jaws. Gargura acting like Jaws here. Evelyn Kuromi acting like Jaws with that move that instantly moves Kuromi up into 3rd place. What a move that was by Kuromi to immediately sweep 2 positions in 1. Killing 2 I can't say dolphins, but killing 2 large fish with a shark bite. That was amazing from Kuromi. Definitely gonna be in the highlights reel for quite some time. 11 seconds gap between Boschwald and Evans, as we are just about coming into over 1/3 of the race distance. Still got much of the race to go. Ethan Brotherson now trying to catch up against Takeda Adachi for 14 points in 12th place. Jonathan Waters is going to be guaranteed to score 4 points at the very least. Anyways, we got Adachi and Brotherson still trading blows between each other. Here's Liam Kai. Oh, nearly overcooks it. Kuromi with too much of that straight line speed there for the Hakos Bales driver. Oh, there's contact further back. That's Aziz Wazif and Azik Yazid. Both Malaysians going side by side. Both Malaysians going hammer and toss between each other. Azik Yazid is going to go down the inside against his fellow Malaysian teammate. Oh, Yazid really using this inside line work. And now we see Muazid trying to attack once again. Oh, that was tight. As you guys now up in 8th place, the Sherry Novell driver now doing something of note. Lots of great racing here in Yeongnam. Again, looks like we got lots of people enjoying their stuff here in this stream. One-third of the race already passed, with Dan Evans already crossing the line. Lap 13 complete. Lap 14 currently underway for the race leader, who is currently not having a foot wrong throughout the entirety of this race so far. He's having a pretty lonely race at the moment. He's currently up in the lead, 12 seconds ahead of Ludwig Boschwald. Speaking of Ludwig Boschwald, he's again doing an amazing job for a debutant, a rookie. Again, also for a Hololive member who's just debuted herself a month or 2 ago. This is very, very exciting. Here's Liam Kai. We're going to go on board with him to see if he breaks too late once again. If he overcooks turn 3 once again. He's able to, oh, looks like he's locked up a bit at the rear, and you can see Miyuki gets shoved off by Riba in defense. Oh, there's contact! It's Azik Yazid now off after making contact with Aziz Wazif. That's our second retirement here in Yeongnam. They were battling hard. You saw in the background Wazif and Yazid battling side by side in earnest. And that's going to be a DNF for Hazik Yazid. His car has been stalled, and there's not much of a way to restart it. Looking at how the side-by-side went, you can see here, actually it was both that went off wide, but it looks like Muazzim made slight contact with Hazik Yazid, but then he tried to stop the car in the middle of the track, and then without the clutch biting it to keep the engine alive, the engine died, and that unfortunately is over for Hazik Yazid. There's now 2 retirements here in South Korea, in Yeongnam, as the Yeongnam Super Pro Split A race continues to take place. Ryan Kagawa place. Castanto 9th. And then we also get to see Kagawa, or rather Adachi and Bertelsen battling side by side. Adachi manages to defend for now, but Ethan Bertelsen. Yazid will be guaranteed to score 8 points. This will be for 22 points. Adachi currently is in a position to score 22 points so far. Oh, and now this Muazzim nearly stalls the car, but manages to keep the car going after going off at turn 3. He's able to continue, but now he's lost a bit of touch here. He's now going to be slightly under pressure from Castanto and Kagawa. Meanwhile, looking at the rest of the field here, we can see Boschwald now losing touch to Dan Evans by about 15 seconds. So it's going to be an interesting sight to see on how Dan Evans has dominated the race so far for IRA Neo 15. Here's Kuromi trying to defend her position against Liam Kai. Liam Kai is trying to be hot on the heels against Kuromi once again. Of course, both Kamen Reba and Liam Kai got to witness an amazing racing action by Evelyn Kuromi, treading herself with like a needle in between a battle between Reba, Miyuki, and Kai. That was amazing. Still something that could not get my mind. This is something I cannot forget at this point. It's something that not many racing fans can forget. It's just that good. Laps complete. We're about to get into the halfway stage of the Yeongnam Super Prix. Anywho, Kai currently on the hunt against Kuromi, and then we have Miyuki trying to catch Reba. Of course, we got some K-pop fans here in the international lineup here in Yeongnam. Of course, there is Hakos Bales, who is a K-pop fan, and then Hanaro Miyuki, who is also a K-pop fan. These two will definitely enjoy their time in Korea, as well as Ina and Crony, who have some sort of Korean descent for their being able to speak natural Korean like that one time. Especially Ina, who has been able to speak to other Korean fans no problem. That's pretty nice to see. But anyways, Liam Kai behind Dan Evans by 20 seconds. We're at 21 seconds, but anyways, that is not much to talk about. And also we have Kuromi behind Evans by 20 seconds. The pack is, while the pack in the battle for third here is behind Dan Evans by 20 seconds and behind Boschwald by 5 seconds. And you can see here Kuromi is only slightly caught up to Boschwald with 16 laps complete. After this lap completes, we've officially passed the halfway stage. 289, 290 kilometers an hour as you reach the braking zone at turn 3. Oh, and that's coming at Riba going off wide. Now that's going to be an opportunity for Hanari Miyuki to steal something. An opportunity for Miyuki to get something against Riba. Both of them, of course, have racing history between each other as they both race in Hololive GT3 and Formula Hololive the previous season. And oh, you can see here, and that's Aziz Muazif. Aziz Muazif is off. It looks like he's made contact with someone, and he stalled the car at the exit of turn 3. The defending champion, no less, of Formula Hololive International will only be good enough to score 14 points, and the elimination just keep on continuing. Another twist in the early stages of the championship as Aziz Muazif, the defending champion of the 23 of defending champion Formula Hololive International, will not have the best defense coming to the second round of the season. Very, very shocking. Anyways, Jake Martinez currently still stuck in 7th place in perhaps no man's land. 4 seconds behind me, Carmen Riba, 12 seconds ahead of Costanto, but not as of a no man's land as Dan Evans, but he won't be minding about that. He's currently in the race lead. Boschwald and Kuromi matching each other stride for stride. Kai currently trying to catch Kuromi down the inside. Oh, but he's not close enough. Riba is overcooked it once again, but he's able to continue. I think it looks like it was a battle between Costanto and Muazif that led to Muazif being shuffled off wide, because I think both of them also have overcooked the corner. At least that's what we need to see. At least that's what we can attest before we check the replays at the end of the stream. As usual, we will only be checking the replays at the end of the stream because it's going to be pretty awkward to check the replays in the middle of the race, because we don't have a similar replay system to the usual motorsport scene. Anyways, Dan Evans currently in the race lead. After the halfway stage, he continues, or almost nearing the halfway stage. Well, he is nearing the halfway stage, and he's about to cross the line to officially complete lap 18, which in this case it will be officially across the halfway stage. 100 kilometers of racing here in Yeongnam have concluded. We're going to do another 100. Let's see if the rest of the drivers are able to catch up to Dan Evans. Oh, short shifting here in an attempt to save fuel. It's something that we haven't been really seeing too much, but interesting sight to see nonetheless. Meanwhile, we have Kuromi and Liam Kai, and then there's Hanari Miyuki and Kamina Riba on the battle for 3rd place. Kuromi continues to remain tidy. Liam Kai continues to overcook the corner. Looks like the race has finally come down. Looks like Liam Kai is going to be thinking of a move against Kuromi, but not so. Unfortunately, that will not be the case. So, let's just hope that we got more viewers tuning in to the stream. I am very eager to answer a lot more questions from anyone who's watching the stream. At least I'm doing it in the right time. Anyways, Evans is currently uncatchable right now, 15.7 seconds between himself and Bashval and Kuromi. Three drivers already retiring so far after 19 laps. The skies are slightly opened up here in Yeongnam here. As you can see, there's sunlight actually hitting the track. Very, very nice to see here. Here's Lim Kai trying to catch Evelyn Kuromi, and unfortunately, they're not close enough. Oh, almost. He tried to break as late as possible and to lose as much, to lose as little speed as possible coming into the corner. Anyways, the sun is now shining here in Yeongnam as with the races and as the race continues to take place. Looks like the drivers are building up over a second of a gap between each other. We're looking at Kuromi and Kai and Miyuki and Riba as exceptions, as well as Kagawa, Adachi, and Bertelsen. Speaking of Adachi and Kagawa, they've gotten close. Adachi, of course, racing for Dinamai Inanis in what is essentially a home race for Inanis. Last season's Formula Hololive International, there were no races in South Korea. Hopefully this will atone for it. Here's Lim Kai trying to find something against Kuromi. Lim Kai just needs a good exit off of these final corners to at the very least get close into turns 1 and 2. And if you get really close at turns 1 and at the exit of turn 2, it has a long pass straight that he can really make use of for him to make a move down the inside of Kuromi for turn 3. Looks like there will be no further action for the move Muazif has done to Castanto, as of course Muazif has already retired from this race. Castanto's probably going to be laughing at the moment as justice has been served. But anyways, looks like there's not much viewers right now, so I'm just going to chill around as usual here. 20 laps complete here in the Yeongnam Super Series Split A race, and of course we have Liam Kai currently up front. Well, up front in 4th place, that is, for against Hanari Miyuki, who's in 3rd. I mean, Evelyn Kuromi, who's in 3rd. Apologies for that. Running on the outside here, Liam Kai trying to catch up to Evelyn Kuromi coming into turn 15. Turn 17. Wrong side of corner, sorry. This is turn 16. Here's Boschwald though. He's in frame. So we can see here Miyuki trying to move away against Riba and to get closer to Liam Kai, currently in 4th place, but right now she's 3 seconds back. And right now the battles have absolutely calmed down, and as a tire wear, it's going to be no use of showing the tire wear because everyone is in the same set throughout the race so far. No pit stops are to be expected as the drivers are continuing on their flat-out race till the end. Time is now 3 p.m. here in South Korea, as the drivers continue to drive on as normal. You know what's also funny? Yeongnam being a higher speed track than Sepang, despite being slightly longer. I think. Wait, no. Actually, I changed my mind. You actually have to take more time to complete a lap at Yeongnam than you do in Sepang. Apologies. But anyways, I'm just probably yapping as much as I can while there's not much racing action. But anyways, the next drivers, rather the virtual YouTubers that will get the live 3D treatment, will be both Fwoa and Mokoko Abyssguard that will be hosted in tomorrow morning, Japan time. I believe it will be hosted around 11 a.m. or 11 a.m. or 12 p.m. Japan time, where Fwoa and Moko will make their 3D debuts. And then there will be an Advent 3D, Advent Collab 3D stream, on which I also expect bright uniforms for them. And as such, we will be giving them an update on the designs. Here's Miyuki now. Trying to maintain her position against Liam Kai. And looks like she's able to do it so far, or rather trying to defend it against Kamen River. Apologies here. So more viewers are in. If you have any questions with in regards to the stream, if you're enjoying the stream right now, please let me know. I'll be able to try to respond to you as much as I can in the stream. Ooh, you can see here Miyuki trying to skate herself on the racetrack here. Of course, with Miyuki's custom helmet based on Kobo Kanairo's design. She is the full-time driver for Kobo Kanairo. And now coming into the fast left-hander here, you can see here Miyuki really trying to hook up the car. But you can see Riba really is getting close here. It just shows you how good Riba is. He's trying to catch up to Miyuki as much as he can. But she's very good in the straights, and Riba is pretty good in the corners based on the early evaluations. Now coming to turn 17 and turn 18, Kuromi has only caught up to Boschwal only slightly. Boschwal has also caught up to Evans only slightly. Will there be a last lap surprise? That is something that we cannot answer right until half a lap to go. Just calm and concentrated on the track here. Just trying to block Riba's advancements. Meanwhile, Bertelsen really trying to get close there to Adachi, but not to be. So he's not going to be catching anyone anytime soon. And then we have Liam Kai trying to catch Evelyn Kuromi. Three DNFs so far as they both all the way don't crash at the exit of turn 3. Just AI stuff. But anyways, we are currently at 23 laps complete, lap 24 right now. We're about to cross the 2/3 stage of the race. You can see here Liam Kai and Evelyn Kuromi really trying their best to stretch their cars for as much as they can. And now they're coming into turn 16, the long right-hander of turn 17, and then the slight kink of turn 18. You see how much Kuromi has gained against Liam Kai at the exit of turn 16. So it'll be a bit of a shame to report that 2 ID class cars are already out and 1 EN class car is out. But that doesn't really matter because an ID class car is going to be set to win this race if Evans can stay up front. Here's Eden Burleson at turn 16, turn 17. Here's Dan Evans at turn 4. Would really love to have the comments and the live chat to continue being alive. I'll see what I can do to respond to all of your comments. Again, that's what I want to do. Oh! You can see here Dan Evans is now trying to slide the car for as much as he can. I don't think there's any damage onto the rear. Oh my goodness! Looks like there is something wrong with Dan Evans' rear end. Not much grip on the rear, and you can see on these medium to high speed corners he's literally drifting in the middle of the track. He's having problems with the car right now. We are having problems. Oh, that is what Dan Evans is saying to the team. Ludwig Boschwald is actually relishing this opportunity because he has a more stable car and he's able to catch Dan Evans at the moment. Just look at the amount of rear end instability that Dan Evans has. The gap dropped down to 11 seconds. He's trying to keep the car under control and he's crashed. He's able to continue. My goodness, and now he has a rear wing damage. And I think that's gonna be race over for Dan Evans. Another twist once again in the race. The driver who dominated 2/3 of the race up until this point has now suffered from car issues. He's had mechanical problems. He spun himself at the exit of turn 17. And now he's keeping now the race lead. The option for the race lead is now wide open. Dan Evans is continuing to lose touch. Dan Evans is just trying to at the very least keep himself inside the top 10. But Ludwig Boschwald will be absolutely smiling in this car. He's having that Schadenfreude inside of him. The ancient doll is gonna be alive and kicking. Ludwig Boschwald is currently alive and kicking, and Boschwald is gonna be looking to make use of this golden opportunity to get Dan Evans' race lead. The last time we got to see a debutant outright winning a race, and you can see here that you can see here also Ludwig Boschwald also struggling with rear end grip. Looks like it's not just going to be a Dan Evans thing. Watch out for the sudden drop in rear end grip, as you can see here. I forgot to mention to you about this, but Yeongnam is pretty rear end heavy compared to the front. And that will cause troubles if you cannot manage your car. And now you can see here Ludwig Boschwald trying to keep his car on the track. Dan Evans is also going to try to keep his car on the track. He's going to navigate turn 17 once again. He's able to continue so far with a damaged car. Ludwig Boschwald also manages to keep the car under control. But Evelyn Kuromi has managed to get something against Boschwald. Here's Kuromi down the inside. But not much of a gap he is able to find. As now the battle for second is currently very much alive. You got Dan Evans trying to nurse the damaged rear wing, the damaged car that he has. There is damage in front. Dan Evans is going to go off wide, but he's able to continue. Boschwald continues on as usual. Evelyn Kuromi is going to go try to think of a move down the inside against Ludwig Boschwald. Boschwald is now on the defense. Kuromi is on the gegenpress. The battle for race lead is now wide open. We've got 4 drivers now within 2 seconds between each other, where in like 10 laps ago it was like the gap between first and third are like 20 seconds. Look at how the tables have turned. Amazing stuff here for race lead here in Yeongnam so far. Oh, you can see here Louis Boschwald loses the rear once again. And now we have Evelyn Kuromi managing to steal second place away from Boschwald. Boschwald tried to valiantly defend it, but with rear limited car, that's not going to happen. Boschwald continues to defend whatever he's got in third place. Whatever happens, he will be hailed as a valiant fighter, a valiant rebel, and all that stuff, a mercenary, if you will, as he tries to continue to impress here in Formula Hololive International so far. He started fourth, was up to second for as much of the race as possible, but now he's gonna have to let this opportunity slip away as he continues to have the rear end losing in touch. And now we have Dan Evans now 4 seconds lower than Evelyn Kuromi. Liam Kai trying to make a move against Boschwald, and now you can see Miyuki making a move against Liam Kai for 4th place. Evelyn Kuromi is looking for a move down the inside and is looking for Gaogura's first win in aero competitions, or rather in Formula Hololive. As you can see here, Kuromi pushes Dan Evans off, and it looks to me that Dan Evans will not be able to continue. And there's a spin at turn 3. Ludwig Boschwald and Liam Kai get involved in a tangle. Boschwald should be able to continue, and what a set of events it has been for these drivers. We've got Ludwig Boschwald, who has been nursing the car for the better of 2 laps, and now we have had confirmation that Dan Evans, after maintaining dominance in the race lead for 2/3 of the race, he's gonna bow out as a DNF. Let us know what you think in the comments of the recent events so far, because we now have 4 retirements in this race, and we got the top 10 still racing here in Yeongnam. Just wanted to check on it at the moment. Liam Kai is 5th, and Boschwald, oh, he's went off. He's went off at turn 9, turn 10. That will be his race over. Racing for the promising doll that is Cecilia McGree. Ludwig Boschwald has done everything he needed to do. He's tried to nurse his the limited rear end. And now, with Boschwald spinning out of the race, it will be another retirement here in Yeongnam, as the race now drops down to 9 remaining cars in the running. Here's Reba in 3rd. Slowly but surely trying to catch Hanari Miyuki. Oh, you can see Reba also overshooting the corner. Just absolute pandemonium here. We haven't seen this much chaos since Mosport. Oh, and that's Liam Kai, who has almost lost it at the exit of turn 3, as we saw Adachi making a move against Costanto for 7th place. And now Adachi is going to make an amazing comeback from the back. He's going to make a move down the inside. He's going to attempt a move down the inside against Ryan Kagawa. Meanwhile, Bertelsen and Costanto going side by side. It's a race for survival. It's survival of the fittest. And right now, we have Evelyn Kuromi now taking the race lead after Dan Evans made his spin. And right now, Evelyn Kuromi is going to be in the running to give Gaogura her first win in Formula Hololive International if she's able to nurse that car for the for over 7.5 laps to go. Hanari Miyuki again will be the bridesmaid at this rate, unless she has anything to say about against Evelyn Kuromi. Amazing race so far here in Yeongnam right now, as the gap between the leader and second will be or just about 2 seconds, but you can see Miyuki has gained over a second against Kuromi. It's going to be a female 1-2 with Reba taking Boswald's place as the most promising Holo Justice entrant, as he will be set to score a maiden podium in in Formula Hololive International, as he's going to be set to win a third place for Rara Pantera in car number 60. You can see Castando, or you can see here, he's lost a good amount of time there. Is he struggling with rear end grip as well? And if that's the case, the goal for Castando is to just survive. Oh, and that's Liam Kai! Another retirement as he overshot the corner, spun the car, and has stalled the car. Another retirement, and that will only help Adachi, Kagawa, Bertelsen, and Castando to gain more positions. As it stands right now, Yazi will be at 4 points, Muazib at 8, Evans at 14, Boswald 22, Kai at 32. Castando will be at 43 points at the moment after starting at the back. What again? The race continues to turn on its head in the second half. Every driver remaining in this race will have a net gain of at least 1 to 4 positions so far. Especially looking at Takeda Adachi, who's been one of the biggest gainers of this race so far. He started 14th last. He's now up in 6th. Evelyn Cromie started 10th, and she's now in the race lead. This is something to watch out for. This is something to be excited for. We're gonna see a female winning Formula Hololive International race once again, I believe. As you can see here, Miyuki is now catching up into Evelyn Kuromi. Kuromi is now trying to nurse the car. She's got better of like 6 laps to go before the race concludes. Will she be able to defend? Miyuki will be sure to attack Kuromi in the next 4 laps, or in the next 2 or 3 laps or so, given Miyuki's pace. Miyuki has been the bridesmaid of Formula Hololive International wins for multiple times already. She's got 2nd place at Phillip Island, and then she also finished 2nd against Corey Rico Mendez at Indianapolis in the season finale last season. And now Miyuki is gonna see another golden opportunity come appearing before her. Will she be able to take it? Oh, that's Cameron Riva, but under pressure from Jake Martinez. Jake Martinez shows to everyone why he has been a championship contender last season. As you can see here, Kuromi and Miyuki now going side by side. We now have 3 ID class cars retiring. The hope of Indonesia now lies solely on a Malaysian, Hanari Miyuki, to try to get things done, and dusted. The gap has dropped down to 1.3 seconds between these two ladies racing here in Formula Hololive International. It's either the Chumbad Evelyn Kuromi, or is it the Kobaker Hanari Miyuki, who will be taking what is surely going to be their maiden wins in aero competition. You can see Miyuki has really gained a lot on these medium to high speed sections. 156.103 for Kuromi, 155.316 for Miyuki. And now the gap's dropped down to 0.8 seconds. The race is still on, 8 cars to go, but the race continues to be exciting as it is. Less than 5 laps to go here in the Yeongnam Super Prix Split A race, and you can see here Kuromi has made a mistake. Miyuki is gonna take the opportunity. Better exit at turn 3. Will be thinking of a move down the inside. Gaps drop down to 0.2 of a second. She's gonna go down the inside of Kuromi, but will Kuromi be able to defend with a limited grip car? It looks like Miyuki is gonna be able to get ahead. Miyuki is ahead. And now only one thing separates her between herself and the checker flag, and the fact that she will be the first, and she will be grabbing her first win for Kobo Kanairu finally. And that will be luck. If luck is on her side still, and if the car continues to work by her side, come the checker flag, then she will be thanking the heavens that she has made it this far, and she will survive and also get this first win. The Kobokers will certainly be excited for this. Kobo Kanai will certainly be excited about this. Hanare Miyuki, of course, having Kobo Kanai as her Oshi, is gonna try her best to keep this car on track right until the finish line. We talked about how she's been the bridesmaid for how many times it has been. But now Hanare Miyuki is gonna try to make sure that she's gonna make it to the finish line. She's been the bridesmaid multiple times already. She's just hoping that she's able to maintain this race lead and to lead the all-important final lap. And Juan Castanto, he's also spun at the same place as Ludwig Boschwald. There you can see here. Oh, the tire marks tell you everything. Loss of grip at the rear end, tries to catch the car. And unfortunately, Castanto isn't able to catch it. And now that should be half of the field retiring. And Castanto securing 8th place. 7 cars remaining. And it is Adachi in 6th, Kagawa 5th, Reba 4th, Martinez 3rd. We got Bertelsen in 7th, Kuromi 2nd. As Miyuki continues to pull away from Kuromi with 4 laps to go. The sentiments to Miyuki is gonna be that, oh my goodness, she's going to win this race finally after multiple attempts, where in the end she will be a bridesmaid. Could this be the race that seals it for her? Here's Miyuki. Just continuing on as usual. She's just gonna try her best to clear her mind and to just be one with the car. Just try to defend as much as defend her place as much as she can. So we got 3 more laps to go, as we got half of the field essentially DNS. Miyuki is just there to win it. Looking at the progress chart here, Miyuki has gained 7 places from the start. She started 8th and is now inside the race lead right now. But both Adachi and Kuromi are joint biggest gainers with 8 places gained. And of course Jonathan Waters is the biggest loser, losing 13 places from the start. Oh, and that is Evelyn Kuromi! Almost losing the race overall, but manages to continue. And then there's a Jake Martinez! Jake Martinez just went off! And has stalled the car! Jake Martinez's golden opportunity to score inside the podium positions has now gone to waste. He was 3rd before he had that incident. And now we see Martinez losing the chance to win this race, or rather losing the chance to win 3rd place. But now we still have Hanare Miyuki continuing on as usual in the race lead. We have over half of the field now retiring. Miyuki continues to stay where she is. Kuromi is just gonna try to stay where she is. Hopefully she doesn't lose much grip on this corner. This corner, of course, goes one of those killer corners. And here we see Ryan Kagawa, Adachi, and Bertelsen. Only 6 cars remaining in this race. Here's Kagawa, Adachi, and Bertelsen. It's gonna still be an all-female 1-2 at this rate. Mika's gonna cross the line for the penultimate lap, for the penultimate time. Crew chiefs are telling Kobo to just keep her head down, just to keep this car on track. This is what she needs to do. And right now we got everyone just trying to cheer on Miyuki It has been coming. It has been a long time coming, but she only needs 1.5 laps to keep it under control. Kuromi continues to go off track. Riba continues to stay on track. Here's Kagawa, Adachi, and Burton just crossing the line to start their penultimate laps. Hanari Miyuki is going to join the list of ID class drivers who have won in Formula Hololive International, and that is, of course, just going to be Aziz Muazif. But whatever the case is, she will only be the second time ever that a Formula Hololive International, that a Hololive Indonesia talent representative is going to win a Formula Hololive International race. A points race, that is. Or goes off wide there, Miyuki. This is what we're fearing right now, because right now even her car is at the edge of control. And now we see Ryan Kagawa trying to defend his 4th place against Adachi and Bertelsen. Oh, and that's Ryan Kagawa nearly losing control, but manages to keep it. And it's the final lap, the final countdown for Hanari Miyuki. The rain mantra is up for Hanari Miyuki right now for her to maintain her spot in the final lap. As it's mantra hujan, as they call it in Indonesia. Well, Hanari Miyuki to survive all this chaos up to this point. It is now up to her to maintain her spot up front. The driver representing the Range Shaman continues to hang on to the race lead as Kuromi only needs to survive one more corner. As you can see here, Kuromi has bottled the chance to stay at that 2nd place. You can see here, Riba is gonna seize the opportunity against Kuromi as she overcooked at turn 3. Riba's gonna hang around the outside of turn 3. Kuromi manages to defend, but not before Riba has anything to say about it. He sticks the car on the inside of turn 5. Outside, turn 6. Coming at Riba. Will he be able to hang on? Kuromi manages to defend for now. Hanari Miyuki only has a few more corners to deal with. Only a few more corners for her to give the Range Shaman her first win in aero competitions, her first win in Formula Hololive International. She's dreamed of performing in Korea, Hokubo Kaneru, and she's gonna see Hanari Miyuki performing for her. The Range Shaman with her rain mantra, mantra hujan as they would like to call it in Indonesian, Hanari Miyuki. Final corner for her. She wins the Yeongnam Super Pre Split A race. Evelyn Kuromi will do her best to keep on her defense to stay in 2nd place as the Gaogura driver once again falls short of a race win. Kamina Riba comes into 3rd as the promising Holo Justice driver. Meanwhile, the race is not over for Kagawa, Adachi, and Bertelsen, who is going to be set to finish where they are 4th, 5th, and 6th. Ryan Kagawa just needs a few more corners to maintain his 4th place finish, which would be his best finish in aero competitions. Riba's his best in Formula Hololive International. Kuromi and Miyuki's his best in Formula Hololive International as well. Adachi will finish 5th, and Bertelsen finishes 6th. And with that being said, that is the race over with Hanari Miyuki taking the checkered flag for Hanari Miyuki for the first time in her aero career. She wins for the first time for Kobo Kanairu in Formula Hololive International. And as such, Miyuki grabs Kobo Kanairu her first win in aero competitions as well. Evan Kuromi, great debut run for her to stay in 2nd place for Gaogura, even though it's not meant to be for her. Kamina Riba finishes 3rd for Raura Pantera. in his debut race for her in Formula Hololive International. Ryan Kagawa and Takeda Adachi make up a Japanese 4-5 for Narisa Ravencroft and Indomaya Nanis. Ita Bertelsen 6-4. Nana Shimumi as the last car running. Jake Martinez 7 for Mori Calliope for the DNFs. Juan Castanto 8 for Oro Crony. And then Liam Kai for Hakos Bales. And 9, Dan Evans 10th for Irony of 15 after dominating the first 2/3 of the race. Ludwig Boschwald finished at 11 for Cecilia Evergreen with Aziz Mozif 12 for Ayunda Risu. 13 goes to Hadzigazi for Sherry Novella. And 14 goes to Jonathan Waters, who started on pole for RaceSimStudio, but it just wasn't meant to be. So we're going to go into a bit of an intermission here to see what has happened at the start. We're going to first take a look into the various retirements here. First of all, let's take a look into the start here involving Dan Evans. He's on board. So here, managing to make use of the inside line to get himself the race lead, but unfortunately for Jonathan Waters, this is the highest he could have gone, because this is what happened to Waters. Broke way too late and then stalled the car. And as you can see here on the outboard cams, he was battling against Ludwig Boschwald, but overcooked himself. Tries to get in. You can see also Liam Kai going off wide. Looking into other drivers who has made their retirement, looking at Aziz Muazif, here's what happened to him. Ooh. Again, another excursion, and then he stalled the car. But of course, we also want to take a look at what happened to Hazi Yazi. For Hazi Yazi, it was a bit uglier. Here's what happened. Oh, gets pushed off. There was a bit of contact, but yeah, engine stall. He wasn't able to continue. And then looking at oh yeah. If you want to know what happened to Evelyn Cromie on that amazing 3Y action, we'll see if there is some action here. So here it is. So let's take a look at Liam Kai first, who overshot the corner. Here's him completely overcooking the corner and almost stopping the car, and then stopping Hanare Miyuki on her track before she tries to think of a move against Liam Kai. Watch out for Evelyn Kuromi right on the outside, right in the inside of turn 4. And as you can see here, she has to really thank Liam Kai there for pushing Miyuki off to allow that double overtake move done. That was amazing from Kuromi. Speaking of which, let's take a look into the onboard from Evelyn. You see here, Liam Kai slightly pushes Miyuki off and gives enough space for Kuromi to squeeze past. That was amazing. And also there's and also there's Dan Evans's crazy crash at one time. So you can see here there's already damage at this point and this point and this point. So here is, that's not the crash, that essentially is the idea. So here's Dan Evans, who has been struggling with rear end grip throughout much of the race at this point. You can see here, he struggled a lot with rear end grip. Here's another angle of Dan Evans's crash. Finish. So you see here, lost too much grip. At this part, he manages to stay ahead. Here's Dan Evans. Oh, you can see really losing the touch. Tries to correct it and slams the inside wall, causing a lot of damage. Here is Dan Evans is on board. Ooh, that was a hefty collision there from Evans to the outside wall. Here's an onboard from the rear. You can see where the rear end damage comes from. Oh, that was ugly. But anyways, that's not how Dan Evans actually crashed out. Because here is Evans against Kuromi for the race lead. As you can see here, Evans tries to hang around the outside. But with a damaged car, he just overshot it, and of course he thought that couldn't continue at this point. And at the same time, there was a double spin between Liam Kai and Ludwig Boschwald. Forgot to mention about that one. So if you want to know what happened to Liam Kai and Boschwald at the time, so let's take a look here at what has exactly happened. So there is like 3 incidents happening at the same time. Looking at Miyuki, who it's Liam Kai just shoving Miyuki into a Boschwald. It's just on board again on Liam Kai. Liam Kai pushes Miyuki, pushes Boschwald, and puts both of them into a spin. Boschwald and Kai. Here is Boschwald is on board. Oh. Talk about a synchronized spinning between these two drivers. So here is an onboard angle. Oh. But that doesn't really explain how Boschwald retires from his position. So let's take a look here. So here is Boschwald's on board. Clips the curve, loses the control. The car keeps losing the rear, puts himself into a spin. Unfortunately, he's just about stalled the car and causes too much damage to the car for him to continue. That should be his race over, unfortunately for him. And here is another angle. Oh, tries to catch the rear, but the rear just isn't cooperating. Just wasn't cooperating. And that is his race over. And that's for Liam Kai. Okay, so we're gonna need to give a reminder that Evans actually finished ahead of Boschwald? Boschwald finishes ahead of Evans. Just wanted to get this straight away. Evans finishes ahead of Boschwald. But then again, both of them didn't complete the lap, so I think Evans should have 10th place. Which is a bit of a shame for Boschwald. Anyways, for Liam Kai, this is not how he retires. This is how he retires. Again, he overcooks the corner. Tries to get back in, but suddenly the car just doesn't work anymore, and he just stalls. The same thing can be said for Wani Castanto. But for Castanto, I think it's him spinning in the corner as well. Same thing as Ludwig Boschwald. Oh, you can see he's struggling with the rear as well. Tries to catch a car. Loses the rear once again, similar to what happened to... Oh, that was just nasty. He's just trying to go left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. But the car just wasn't able to cooperate. Here's the outboard. Oh, Castanto. Ugh. Tries to catch a car. But unfortunately, that's just racing for you. And then there's Jake Martinez, who also had a retirement on his own. Here's what happened to Martinez. Overcooks the corner, same thing as Liam Kai. No need to talk much about that. Anyways, looking at Hanori Miyuki and to see how she took the lead away from Kuromi, here is what happened. Here's Kuromi trying to defend her position, and then here's Miyuki trying to go on the attack. She goes down the inside line with a favorable car. And that's how Hanori Miyuki manages to win the race. Surviving the race, the car, and basically against your opponents. And that's what Hanori Miyuki did. Congratulations to Hanori Miyuki for winning her first Formula Hololive Japan race. And with that out of the way, we're gonna get into the first of the championship standings here, as we're about to get the next race. And as for them, their next stop will be at Lime Rock Park near New York City for the Breaking Dimensions Grand Prix. So anyways, here's the championship standings so far, with Hanori Miyuki sitting in the championship lead so far. She will share this with another driver who will compete in Split B soon enough. And alongside her will be Evelyn Chromie second, and coming in our rear but third, Kagawa fourth, Adachi fifth, and then Ethan Bertelsen sixth. Ignore the safety car. Excuse me. Yeah, and Ethan Bertelsen finishing sixth. We're gonna adjust the point standings, but for the top six is accurate. But for 7 onwards, we're gonna update you all on the Adak-RMS Twitter. For the updated championship standings. This is not the most accurate one. Jake Martinez actually scores 72 points and all that stuff. 57 points to Quanti Castanto, 43 to Liam Kai, Aziz Mwazif at Dan Evans at 32, 22 to Louis Boschwald, 14 to Mwazif, 8 to Hazik Yazid, and 4 to Jonathan Waters. So that should be the championship points for this round. Hopefully everyone has been able to enjoy the stream so far. But whatever the case, remember the top 6 are the accurate ones. So here's the top 5. This one's an accurate reflection on the point standings. But with that being said, that should be the points. That should be the race for today, at least for until the next 12 hours at Montreal. So with that being said, we'd like to thank everyone for your enjoyment in this race. We hope everyone is able to drop a like and subscribe on this channel. If you like this video, drop a like. If you want to see more of Hololive Racing, please subscribe. And if you don't want to miss any races, hit the notification bell. You know where to find us. We'll try to provide racing for you. So anyways, next race for Formula Hololive International. The Montreal Super Prix for Split B. Round 1 of the season still. It will be the next 14 drivers who will be racing. Hopefully everyone should not be able to miss that one out as well. And with that being said, I'm Momo Reyes on the commentary booth. You've been watching the Yeongnam Super Prix Split A race, round 1 of the Formula Hololive International season. See you at Montreal.